Defrag, coming to us from Envy Board Games. 1 to 2 players. 2 players if you have a second deck. 20 minutes, ages 12 and up. It's 1995. You've got paper due first thing in the morning, and your trusty computer has chosen tonight to slow to a crawl. You reboot, you task kill, you pet the monitor gently. No dice. You're filled with dread as you realize you have only one option left. That's right. Clear your schedule, baby. It's time to defrag. Let's see what is inside. Alright, open this up. We first have our user manual. The internet, enjoy it while you can before the fad is over. Absolute liar claims to have downloaded 3-page text file in minutes. So here is your rule book. It is an extensive rule book with lots of words, but it also has pictures and diagrams and examples for you. So those are the special icons on the cards. Here's how to score and final score. So this is technically all the stuff you need to play the game normally. You then have the cooperative mode if you have a second deck, the competitive mode if you have a second deck, scenario play, and then the full game rules if you want to have the advanced special actions of chains and scoring in the full game, file type bonuses, and then the back is special thanks and what's not. So here's that scenario manual. So if you are finding the game easy or you're good and you want to have more challenges, this is a book full of a ton of scenarios. 22, 28, 32, 34, 36, 39, 40. So there are 40 total scenarios. You have a dry erase board, and thus you have a dry erase marker. This is to keep score during the game. We backed all 3 on Kickstarter, so we got a bonus deck. I'm going to assume that's the same as this, just with the different colors to differentiate. So here are those cards. You have icons here. The ones in the corner show what's flipped on the side of the card. Here are your special actions. This is a special action on the other side of the card. So we'll scroll through these really quick, and then we'll flip them over, and I'll show you the other side, and then I will show you a quick how to play. And there we go. Coming to the end. System reboot starting now. Alright, so here we have set up for the first round of Defrag. You're going to play over 4 rounds, scoring once for each of the 4 file types, but you get to choose the file type each round until obviously the last round when you only have 1 left. You'll have it set up thusly. When you shuffle up the cards, you kind of want to rotate them, flip them, so there's different sides and angles and whatnot showing. You're then going to draw 2 cards into your hand, which leaves you with a card. You're going to take the first card, set it off to the side at the beginning of a recycling file. You're then going to look at your cards in your hands. You can look at both sides, and you're going to play one of these cards anywhere in the grid around the other cards. However, when you play it, you have to have the word defrag facing up, so it's got to be upwards. So we are going to start, I think, by playing, we'll just use this card for the example. After you play it, you're going to look to the sides. If it has a matching icon, you can then rotate this as much as you like. So in this instance, we could always rotate this way. We look up here, they don't match. Look over here, they do. So let's rotate that way. And then these match, so we can rotate like such. Then you're going to look at the special power. There's 2 things you can do. You can either do the one that shows an arrow or a different icon. I can go over those here in a minute. If you're going to do that, you're going to look at the row and column that you played this card in, and then you're going to do that action to one of those cards. You cannot do it to the card that you just played. So in this instance, we'll do this card. Now, in this here, you're going to move it to the right. So right now, our icons on top match. So when I move it, it will just go on top and get stacked, and that is often what you're trying to do in this game, is create stacks of icons that you haven't scored yet and have no other indication of that icon on the top. So right now I still have this one, so I wouldn't be able to score this because that card is showing. Now, had the cards been like this, and I chose this card to move over, what would happen is these two would just flip-flop like that. Then you have various other ones. This one is move one of them down. There's one that moves them either up and down or left and right. There's this icon, which is networking, which means you can basically grab a card from anywhere in the grid and move it to any position in the row or column where you played this card. So had I played it here, I could grab any card from here and move it anywhere on here, so I could grab this one and say put it there. That is what networking does. Another one I want to go over is this is save. When you put the save card, you can move one card in this row or column, and it acts as another card in your hand. These help files are wild when in relation to something next to it. And then the last thing is recycle. So if you choose to do a recycle action, instead of placing a card down, you're going to discard one of the two cards from your hand, and then you can either rotate or flip and rotate any card you want anywhere on the board. One last icon I want to show you is this tree icon. This again can act as wild for when you put on top of stuff. So say I have this stack and I put this tree on top of here. These two are now considered to be together once it gets in the same row or column. So in this instance, these are together. So if I went to go score those, I would count these two and then all of that. So you're going to be playing cards down, manipulating all the stuff until you have played all of the cards. You are then going to choose one to score. Again, at the beginning, you're going to have your choice of any of the four. When you score them, you're going to, and say this was my final stack, I would score 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'd write that down for that icon, and then I wouldn't be able to score that icon again this game, and playing over 4 rounds. So after you score, you're going to take the stack that you scored. You're going to take any cards in your recycle pile. You are going to shuffle them up. You are going to randomly remove/delete one of these cards from the game, draw 2 cards in your hand, and continue playing as before with the layout as it is, again moving cards around. After 4 rounds, you're going to total up your score, and then you can compare it to the table that is in the book thusly. There are some advanced rules with chaining and scoring and whatnot that I will let you discover on your own in the rule book. But that is the very bare basics of Defrag. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one.